Hi everybody, thank you for watching MomCom India. In this video, we are going to talk about baby bottles, everything that you must know, and we'll be doing this video in Hindi also. So in case you prefer that, just wait for the Hindi video to come up. So quickly, let's get started.
To watch all the videos on this channel, click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get regular updates from MomCom India. Let's become a big fat family soon.
So dear mommies, when a baby is growing up, at some point of time, there will be a transition when your baby will move from breastfeeding to bottle feeding. And that could be at any point of time, in his journey of life. For a lot of people, that happens quite early as day one, as early as, a month. It could be any timeline depending on your baby and, how, what milk you're giving and how you're giving. So I thought it will be a good idea to share with you some tips about bottles, because I think it's extremely important since breastfeeding is natural and bottle is not natural. There are certain things that we should be aware of and careful of, because in the end, you want to give your baby the best. So let's start talking about what is it that you should know. Number one is what bottle to buy. We did a lot of research on this topic, and I can tell you, after research and after experience, the top two brands of bottles that we would recommend to anybody any day will be A, Dr. Brown, and B, Philips Avent natural flow bottles. Both these bottles are anti-colic, and colic is a word that can give nightmares to parents. You just want to avoid that. What happens is that with breastfeed, the opportunity of colic is very less, but with bottle, because there's an opportunity of the air to be swallowed along with the milk, the opportunity of colic increases, and you do not want to see your child in that condition. Hence, it's very important to buy anti-colic bottles, and nothing in this world can beat Dr. Brown and Philips Avent. That's number one. Number two is that you can buy glass bottle, you can buy plastic bottle, completely up to you. Glass bottles are excellent if you can buy those, but that's a call that you need to take, but both are very good. If you go for plastic bottles, it's very important to buy BPA-free bottles only. That's something that you need to watch out for while buying plastic bottles. So Dr. Brown's and Philips Avent has all of this in them. The quality of these bottles is so good. The plastic is so good. We've been using plastic bottles all this while. It's just so good that, I'm a big fan of these. So what to buy will, for me, be a Dr. Brown or a Philips Avent at any point of time. In case you want links to these bottles, it is given in the description box below. You can directly go and view about their features and go ahead and make those purchases also. Completely your call. The second thing that you need to know is how to go about, using those bottles. So very important is that bottles need to change every 5 to 6 months. You cannot keep the bottle for lifetime. It's not that your baby is using it, the plastic is not wearing off, everything looks rosy, so continue to use it for a year. No. To maintain hygiene, you need to change the bottles within, or I will say max up to 6 months. That's one thing that you need to know. Second is nipples. Nipple plays a very important role, because that's the part that's coming in contact with the child's mouth. So not only that has to be clean, but the quality also has to be extremely good. You need to ensure that if you are sterilizing the bottle and the nipple through a sterilizer, then you need to make a nipple change every 3 months. If you are not using a sterilizer and just going by the traditional way of putting it in a boiling water pot or a pan, then you need to make a nipple change every 2 months. So that's a must. Apart from that, you also need to make a nipple change with the age of your child. So for a 3-month baby, the nipple will be different. The size of the nipple will be different versus a 6-month baby. If you have a baby who you're introducing a bottle to, and your baby is just a month and you're giving him, say, a 6-month nipple, that just would not work. And that's why maybe the bottle feeding process is not working. So you need to be very careful about that. And when you go to make your purchase, these are things that they will explain it to you. So it's clearly mentioned about what size goes with what age. So that's something that you need to take care of. The third thing is cleaning or sterilizing. A lot of people come and ask us in the comments that, does the bottle need to be sterilized after every feed, or does it need to be cleaned after every feed? I wonder if that's a question that can actually come to anyone's mind, because you absolutely need to do that. When we eat food, do we use the same plate the next time we eat food with the same condition? We would not do that, right? We would let it go through the cleaning process and then use it. It's very similar with the bottle. So what we do is that once a baby uses the bottle, we immediately go ahead and clean it using hot water, and there are baby bottle washer detergents that come, Pigeon, Chico, Mothercare. A lot of these brands have these products. You can buy it from anywhere. So we use that and clean the bottle. We just clean it. So we wash the bottle properly and just keep it on one side. And at the end of the day, when we have all the bottles, from the day's use, we go ahead and put them in the sterilizer. So my bottle is cleaned immediately after use so that there is no milk stain left. At times what happens is that there's some milk left in the bottle, and the bacteria grows fastest, mind you, fastest on that, and you do not want any bacteria to be sitting in the bottle. Hence it's important to immediately clean it. But for sterilization, you can wait till the end of the day. Once you have all the bottles, just run them through the sterilizer and get done with it. So sterilizing can happen once a day, but cleaning has to happen after every feed. But again, I would stress on the fact, make sure you use only a sterilized bottle for feeding your baby. So that's something that you need to be very, very mindful of. Then a question that we get is what to give in the bottle. So, a lot of people have a myth that the only thing, so if you're breastfeeding your child, the only time you'll use a bottle is if you have to give formula. That's not right. You can actually use a breast pump to express your own breast milk and give that milk through bottle to your child. So you really don't have to go to the formula way. If you're lucky, you're getting a lot of milk supply, then just don't even think about formula. For the nights when it's actually tough to keep getting up and breastfeeding sessions can actually go on longer, if you'd like, just go ahead with a breast pump, express milk, and start giving it to your baby, especially for the night feed, so that it makes the whole feeding duration shorter, and you also get a lot of rest. We've done a couple of videos on breastfeeding. Just in case you'd want, you can go ahead and look at that. So just make it very clear, bottles are not for formula, bottles are for breast milk also. We'd also want to talk about that, when is it that we should introduce bottle to the baby? A lot of people come back to us and say that, I've introduced bottle and I'm facing a lot of challenge. The baby is not adapting to it. These are very, very genuine issues. Yes, it happens. A bottle's nipple is very different from a mother's natural nipple. Though Dr. Brown and Phillips have tried to keep it as close to a mother's nipple, but obviously there's a difference, and the babies are smart enough to figure that out. Some babies adapt to it very easily, so don't go by the perception that your baby will not, but some babies have a challenge. That's where you will have to have patience and keep trying. A couple of recommendations from our side will be if your baby is having a challenge adapting to the bottle, try the bottle feeding during the night when the baby is extremely sleepy, does not even open his eyes for the session. That's the time when, if he gets the bottle and he gets quick milk, he'll also feel more relaxed, and over a period of time he'll get used to it. Second is, when feeding the bottle to the baby, try holding it in a position where the milk does not flow very fast, because the breast milk does not flow very fast, but the bottle milk flows really, really fast, and that's where children actually have problem. They can have choking also at times. So it's very important to position it right so that the flow is a little neutral. It shouldn't be fast, it shouldn't be slow, it should be neutral. So that's something that you should do. So these were a few tips from our side. Hope you found these helpful. Keep trying. I think one thing that all mothers and all fathers or all parents there need to know is that try, and success will come your way. That's what happens with these little ones. Thank you so much for watching MomCom. Connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We are there. The links to those IDs are in the description box below. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.